long, so when y'all get on. All right.
What up, bro? Yeah.
Okay. I came to a realization today. You can destroy any court case with very little work. Here you do. Do you know who I am? And they'll give you a name. What's my social security number? They'll give you that. Does a decedent, does it, if an infant has a social security number, is he any longer a decedent?
That's right. He's not, because he's received a social security number.
But now, here's the ramifications of that. Every single time an IRS agent comes to the door of someone's house and presents them with a notice of tax lien, either the IRS agent, A, doesn't know, B, is intentionally misleading, or is purposely trained that way.
Yep.
So now the ramification comes, then why anybody who knows about this IRS manual and this code in it, and then you ask them that question, then why are you not training your agents to recognize it? That dude, then now you know that it's intentional. And you can destroy any court case you want tomorrow. And I want this information to go out. Because here's the operation of the trust. Right in their document. Right in the document I filed into the court today. They get you to sign as an accommodation party under 3-309, or whatever it is. Because you're the appropriate person to access the security under 8-308, under 8-304, or whatever it is, it doesn't allow you to carry over from the characterization for this transaction doesn't carry over to any other aspect of law. So they're going to bring you in as a living person to sign as an accommodation party under ACC-308 for the appropriate party by making you believe you did something. And then they're going to come through to deceive the state by thinking you're dead under 26 U.S.C. 1040 under 2023 AD2 election, just for the agreement, and cause issuance of securities from the entire estate to the vessel as the appropriate person via 8-308 for distribution of the cargo of the vessel under 26 U.S.C. 674 and Treasury Regulation 1.674B in service of a maritime lien resulting in an estate tax under 26 U.S.C. 2001A and 26 U.S.C. 2002 liability for the operator of the vessel being plundered. And then they go into their penal statute to enforce the penalty. This is what they're doing to you. Now, when you accept the name, the number, all that stops. Because now their liens fall away. Everybody runs under the IRS lien, or master file, right? So if they all run under the master file, then once the IRS is notified that the decedent, now that the infant now has a social security number, and the infant's not decedent, and the IRS refuses to update the record, you know who the belligerent is. You know where the terrorist is.
Yep.
You know where Al-Qaeda belongs. You found them. Now you got to report it to Homeland Security and the Attorney General, and I'm calling the IRS General Counsel tomorrow. So hand this out to everybody who has a court date or anything, because we can stop everything tomorrow.
Well, I got 2 days before I got to be in there.
Then you better listen to what I just said. Because we can stop everything tomorrow. If everybody gets this information tomorrow, it's over. We filed the documents today for the lien, or for the response today, and we went to go do servicing on people. The Shatra wasn't there, so he didn't get it. But I had my buddy go up to the U.S. Attorney's office to deliver them service. They literally almost threw him in the elevator and kicked him out. And then we went down to district court and gave him everything and had the bill of lading. And he called the clerk of the court, Harbor. Actually, he went into the courtroom, or the doorway, and they asked him, well, what are you looking for? He's like, I don't know. I'm kind of looking for Admiralty Maritime. He goes, oh, second floor. He was like, oh, okay. So he goes up there and he goes, I need to speak to the harbor master. And the clerk didn't blink an eyelid or anything else. And what I did is I gave him all the original documents back. Because the fact that nobody is teaching these guys that shit is violation and a breach of the fucking contract. I don't care what contract you have. It's a violation of the law of nations because on paper they're committing genocide and infanticide. On a mass scale, 7 billion fucking people are dead on paper. But then they go and enforce their liens and it causes real life injury. They have jurisdiction over the paper world. That was the peace treaty. That's the Treaty of Peace that created the Declaration of Independence. It's an international trust that they're bound to protect under the law of nations that protects your right of self-determination and your divine providence as a state under God and nature and God's nature and nature's laws. That protects your divine right as a state unto yourself. You don't need to belong to a nation. You agree to be, they let you in. They welcomed you in through the hospitality of the birth certificate, plucked you out of that other jurisdiction and went, "Ah, welcome, Matt, laid out for you." And then they sprung a trap. All right, under the law of nations, it backfires on them. And the fact that they went and took you from a foreign jurisdiction under Book 3, Article 15 of the Law of Nations means that the one sovereign went into another sovereign's land, plucked subjects of that sovereign out of his land without the sovereign's permission, and forced them into conscription. That's called kidnapping and man-stealing. Every one of them are punishable by hanging by every nation on earth. This is the ramifications of it all. This is beyond settling a court case. This is beyond paying a bill. This is endgame. It's over. What I just explained to you about the operation of how they access the account, this is your exemption. This is what they're after. And under the Article -8- whatever the hell the one is, it says that says that this will not carry over into other parts, is how you get in. And that's what they do. They drag you in there because you don't know what's going on. So you sign as an accommodation party for the issuance of a security for that transaction. And then what they do is this Form 56 can have like 6 fiduciaries on it now. So they put six beneficial interests there. And now they just fill out the parts of them. And then under Regulation 164B, they can go, okay, this guy gets paid, this guy gets paid, this guy, they can just do whatever they want. Now, the reality of the situation is you're living. It all reverses. Now they're the trustees and executors of living men and women's estates, living men and women's vessels. They're the ship. They're the employees. They're the crew of the vessel. Now you command them what to do.
Nice.
You're the living man. And all you got to do is accept the fact you have a name, you have an estate name, or you have the name, and you have a social security number. Because the second someone identifies you through it by using any other contract that comes derived from it, means their lien, whatever they're trying to fucking do, blows up in their face. Because now they're pirating. Because they should never come to you to get anything. They should already know it. They should be able to just go here using some attorney who knows what the hell's going on. And the fact they're keeping this little secret is bullshit. It's done. It's over. Let it out. Go with it. Run. Let everybody know. That's how you speak their language. Here's the IRS code. Is what is it? You got it there, Rent?
Which one?
The one that shows where the infant is decedent.
Yeah, 17.
Yeah, I'll have a recording for you. I'll have a recording for you, Captain J.
Yeah, I can pull it up here real quick.
Yeah, I'm not interested in finding out how to reclaim anything. I'm not doing. All I know is what's going on can be stopped tomorrow, and I see it, and I just want you all to know, and I have a duty to get it out, and it's great. It's what y'all do with it now is yours, because that's the questions you ask. Do you know who I am? What's the social security number? If an infant has a social security number, is he a decedent anymore? then what are you doing enforcing your maritime lien? That's it. Every court case in a nutshell. And if you want, you can drag one of your boys up, one of your friends up, and use them as a witness to identify who you are and what your Social Security number is. Just by giving them copies of papers and having them read it into the thing. And then you pull up the other dude, and you pull up whoever the hell's coming after you, and you ask him the question. Because he's a tax agent. They're all tax agents. And these are all probate courts. And they believe you're dead. Because you are on paper. So they do it on paper, but in real world people suffer. And this is just the newest form, how they practice, what is it? Actually, committing all the old sins in all the new ways. So, that's it, guys.
Cool. Awesome.
Okay. I got Thursday. I got to be in for final pre-trial conference.
Right.
And Friday's this
Okay.
strike trial.
All right. Bring in a buddy and ask him, who are you?
Oh, there's
Who
supposed
am
to be a couple. Yeah, there's supposed to be a couple guys coming for Friday for sure. Thursday's just.
Who am I? What's my Social Security number? If a decedent has a Social Security number, if an infant has a Social Security number, is he a decedent anymore? Then what are you doing enforcing his maritime lien? It's an admiralty court, dude. Every court is admiralty court. They take silent judicial notice with the flag, so you take silent judicial notice. Come in there wheeling your admiralty. It's all maritime lien. They think you're dead. They're in violation of the contract. They have no standing. They're in violation of international law of nations, all kinds of violations. They have no standing in that courtroom. The second they identified you with a name and a number, they said the decedent no longer has a name. Now they got the dude in custody, and they get him to sign an accommodation party so they can launder fucking securities out the back door. And then they come back for a salvage operation.
Yep.
It's fucking bullshit.
I got a call today from the Northern Federal District Court of Iowa.
Yeah?
Wanting to know what to do with that document that I put out to the Secretary of State, and I sent one to the clerk of court there.
Okay.
And he wanted to send it back, and I got him to file it as a notice or something. He's going to send me a notification or a verification of that. Then he said, I asked him about a libel of review. He says, well, libel is, and then he stopped, he checked, he looked it up. He says, well, that's admiralty. They said, this isn't an admiralty court. I said, would you give me a letter verifying that? And he clammed right up. He said, no, I'm not going to send anything out.
Yeah, you just asked him. That's silent judicial notice behind you, dude. And they're all profiting off of it and everything else. But what they've really done is they've created their own trap. They tried to entrap people by welcoming them into their jurisdiction, albeit forcefully, because you didn't really have a choice. You didn't choose to be part of it. They forced it on you. They provided it to you, and then they come along and don't play the game the right way. It's like, all right, fine. Then I'm done. You violated the contract, and this is how you did it. The fact that they're going through and using and issuing securities is not the issue. That's how your exemption works, what I just pointed out. You're always an accommodation party, then you go into UCC-3-308 as the appropriate person to issue the securities to the estate, and they do the transfer. That's all good and set, great. The fact they come in under USC 1040 and say you're dead after the fact, and then perform a salvage operation on it, on top of it, is what the problem is.